Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from Consensus by CoinDesk in Austin, Texas. Joining me for this segment, we have Andrew Peek. He's the CEO of Delphia. We're going to discuss algo advisors and their role in the digital asset ecosystem. Andrew, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you so much for having me.
Algo advisors have a different investment objective than robo-advisors do. Explain to us what an algo advisor is and what makes them unique.
For sure. So we're all used to robo-advisors, which are generally trying to do the average of the market. They're trying to rebalance the portfolio in order for you to have the least risk and just ride the market. Algo advisors have a different objective. They're trying to outperform the market. Now, it's incredibly hard in practice. On Wall Street, you'd call this a quantitative hedge fund. And really only about 10 to 15% of these funds actually succeed in performing above average.
Delphia is bringing an institutional grade set of algorithms to the masses. What does that mean for retail investors?
This is probably the first time that I can think of where you've got something that was actually born in an institutional setting, which is another way of saying the alpha or the active return has been scrutinized very heavily. And now it can finally be made available to a non-accredited or a retail investor. Obviously you can't create the exact same portfolios because you've got higher risk portfolios and lower risk portfolios, but nevertheless, getting that active return into your portfolio is super valuable for those in the retail sector.
So it sounds like you're crunching a lot of data there.
We, on average, are doing about 40 million predictions every given day.
Wow,
yeah.
That's pretty substantial. And it also allows investors to contribute their own data towards improving the algorithm of the stock selection. What does that allow Delphia to do?
That's right. So we actually succeed by forecasting the fundamentals of 3,000 US equities. So rather than trying to predict their stock price, we try to predict their fundamentals, which can be unpacked into sort of key performance indicators that consumer spending, consumer opinions, these types of things can inform your algorithm. So what ends up happening is you start to look for these little non-linear relationships in all the incoming data, which give you more conviction about a fundamental prediction.
And that's so interesting because when I think of quant investing or algo investing, my first thing is, okay, they're crunching all the technicals and not necessarily looking at the fundamentals. So it seems as if that's really what makes it unique. You wouldn't associate quant with fundamentals in that respect.
That's exactly it. So quantitative investing historically, like you said, has been about reacting to information as quickly as possible. This is the first time where a quantitative toolkit or machine learning has been used to prognosticate or predict.
Right, so let's say you're analyzing Walmart as an example.
Yeah.
You're looking at the inflation data that came out yesterday. You're looking at consumer spend trends, GDP predictions, supply chain issues.
Some of those things are risk factors, so we want to hedge out our exposure to them, and we want to isolate our bets to say, we believe that Walmart sales are being underestimated by the market, for example.
Got it. So, and you also announced a fund round, right?
We did.
To kick off the conference. Congratulations. What is that going to allow Delphia to do?
We announced a $60 million Series A, so a large Series A
that is a nice round.
Led by Multicoin Capital, Ribbit, and FTX participated as well as others. And really what this allows us to do is take all those contributing data to the algorithm and create a data DAO of that community, which is obviously a new concept, but nevertheless, I think a very powerful context for a data DAO is when everyone's trying to improve their collective investment returns.
All right, super interesting. Thanks so much, Andrew, for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Thanks for having me.